just to clarify, this tale has happened to just about every single one of us that's watching this video right now. And if it hasn't happened to you, then it's bound and gagged to be coming your way like a boomerang that you just threw. And it might even happen on a fortnight from today. And you know how fortnights are. You definitely want to prepare for a fortnight. You do not want to go into a fortnight unprepared. This is a tale of love, of woe, of witnesses. There might be some incense in it. There's... do you really want to hear it, actually? You know what? Listen up, baby birds. Listen up, because here comes the tale. So me and David woke up at the butt crack of noon. And yes, thank you for the people that are in their mind going, that's what time I wake up. Because when you say that you wake up at noon too, that makes me feel like less of a piece of shit because I'm waking up when half the day is over. So anyway, we hear a rapping on the door. And we're like, it's not gangster rap. It's not someone wrapping Christmas paper. It was an actual knock at the door. David gets up from the couch because what we were doing, we were reading Dig online and we were watching YouTube videos. The same thing we do every single morning. He gets up, he looks out the window, and he's like, there's a green car out there. And I'm like, I don't know a green car. And he's like, me either. What should we do? And I'm like, we should answer the door. And we should probably fucking quit whispering because it's goddamn annoying. And I didn't know why we were doing it. The wooden door is closed. There's no way they could hear us anyway, unless we were yelling. So anyway, we end up in the kitchen, and David puts his arm around me like he's trying to protect me, like I didn't have a seatbelt on. We accidentally hit like a fender bender. And he's like, what if it's a Jehovah's Witness? And I just looked at him, and I was like, it's not. They're scared. My dad scared them away a long time ago. And he's like, okay. And then I just looked at him and was like, we should get to the door naked. And I was like, we should be like, dude, you interrupted us banging and just freaked the person out. And he's like, no, we shouldn't. So we just ended up going in our boxers, you know, because we did just wake up, like I said, at the butt crack of noon. We open the door, and there's the person there. They're turned around so they can't actually see. And I see pamphlets. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I start to close the door, and then she turned around and her gaze made me go, oh, because you can't, no matter how horrible and time-consuming that 45 minutes is going to be that you're with that person, you can't close the door on a Jehovah's Witness. Like, you just can't. So she looks at me and smiles, and I was like, oh my god, her teeth look like bronze. They were horrible. I'm pretty sure she had not brushed them since 1942. But as soon as she looked at me, she started talking, and she went on telling me her beliefs with God. After about 7 minutes, you know, and which I napped like, 3 minutes of the time, she finally said, what are your beliefs on God? And I just looked, and I was like, I'm an atheist. And she's like, you're an atheist? And I was like, I'm an atheist. And she's like, you're an atheist. I was really confused. I didn't know if she didn't know what an atheist was or not. I mean, I was just saying it to get a rouse out of her. It was a really good ruse for me because it made me feel nice to, piss her off since, it took me away from my, such important life of reading Dig and watching YouTube videos with David. So anyway, it goes on for quite a while, and then, are you ready for this one? This one's thrown into the ring. Tag, because this is the new retarded subject that's coming in. She's like, so you don't believe that God made all the seasons. You don't believe he made spring, summer, autumn. At this point, as soon as she said autumn, which at least I'm glad she said autumn as opposed to fall. I'm much more of an autumn person. I just thought, bitch, I know what the goddamn seasons are. Why are you telling me the seasons? They've been the same since I've been born. They have not changed. There's no, rely going on here, which I know that's like a combination of R and July, and that's not really a season, it's a month, but you probably wouldn't have thought about that until I said it right now, and now you think I'm retarded, and probably there's going to be someone that leaves a comment, probably even the first one that says, you're fucking retarded. I actually hope the first person that leaves a comment says, you're fucking retarded in all caps, because it'll make me laugh, because I said so in this video. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then, you know what she said next after she was doing this? Well, if you were paying attention, you know she said autumn, and I was saying that she was saying all, so the next word, of course, if you're paying attention to the video, is going to be winter. That's what she said. She said winter. She said all the seasons. And I looked at her and I said, no, I don't believe that God made everything. You know what? And she said, well, what do you believe? You don't believe God made this grass the beautiful green? And I looked around. I really wanted to go, ma'am, it looks like we're living in Nevada. It hasn't rained here in a while. My grass is brown. My grass is very brown. But I didn't say that because I didn't want to be more of a dick than I was already being. So eventually I said, I'm pretty sure that science made just about everything. She said, you believe science made everything. She said that's wrong. And then that really pissed me off that she was saying that my beliefs were wrong, like when she was, preaching to me on my own porch. So at this point, I pulled this little number. I just looked and I went, that car that you're driving around in, did God make that car that you're going from house to house trying to persuade people on your own religion? I'm pretty sure science made that. Oh, it was over at that point. If I could have, this is basically what I did to her. I snapped her neck. She was dead. She didn't know what to say after that. So she just looked at me and she said, all right, I'm going to go. I'm just going to leave these pamphlets here. And I was like, no, I don't want your pamphlets. And mid shutting the door, she's like, well, thanks for your time. All bitchy like. The 70-year-old woman turned into like Satan. Even like on Family Guy, she turned into Super Satan and drove a motorcycle up in the air and had a jar of marmalade that made people commit sins. And if you haven't seen that episode of Family Guy, then you probably don't know what I'm talking about, and you probably think I'm a retard again. But basically, the moral to this story, the whole reason I said it, is, when someone's wearing golf cleats and you have sandals, I wouldn't fuck around with them.